A very good morning to all the students of class 6. Hope all of you are safe and sound. Today we are going to read chapter 10, which is a poem from your Blossoms book. So while listening to me, you will keep your book open at page number 98 and follow the lines very carefully. Students, as you can see, the name of the chapter is The Echoing Green. And this poem is written by William Blake. Now who is he? He is one of the most renowned poets, but he was not renowned or famous during his lifetime when he was alive. But after his death, his works became more famous, and now we admire him as a great poet. He was born on 20th November 1757. He was an English poet. That means he belonged to which country? England. And he was the poet of Romantic era. Now what is this Romantic era or the Romantic age? In that age or time period, the poets used to write about their imaginations, emotions, traditions, individuals, that means individual persons, and nature. We will also be able to see how nature is beautifully presented in this poem, The Echoing Green. His most famous poems are London, The Lamb, and so on. And you know, he was not only a poet, but also he was a great painter. He had his own print shop. Whatever poems he used to write, he tried to illuminate or print them. Now, have a look how his paintings used to look like. This is the poem called The Lamb. Here is another poem, The Tiger. This is the next one. And this is our poem, Echoing Green, which we are going to read now. Now, let's come to the poem. This poem, The Echoing Green, was published in 1789 as part of Blake's collection of poetry, entitled Songs of Innocence. This poem talks about the spring season, merry sounds of bells, and some children who are playing in the field, and while they are playing, an old man is sitting there and remembering his own childhood age when he used to play in this same way. This is the summary or the gist of the poem. And in this poem there are 3 stanzas. Each stanza consists of 10 lines. So altogether this poem has 30 lines. Students, remember one thing. In poem we have stanzas and in story we have paragraphs. We never say stanzas in story. Likewise, we never say paragraphs in poem. Now let's read out this beautiful poem line by line so that we can understand it better. Start. The sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. Here we see the sun arises, and when the sun arises, the light spreads across the sky and makes the sky more beautiful and fresh. Clear? Next, the merry bells welcome the spring. Merry bells probably refers to the church bells which ring in the morning. And they are merry because they welcome the beautiful morning of spring. Understood? Now moving on to next lines. The skylark and the thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound. Which are the skylark and thrush? They are the birds. They fly high in the air, while the birds of the bush like sparrow remain near the ground while flying. Here the birds are chirping at and it seems that they are singing. So the poet wants to say the ringing of the bells and the chirping of the birds are welcoming the season spring. Clear? Now going on to next lines. While our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. Here the poem identifies himself with the children who are playing on the green field. And what about this word echo? Echo means a reflection of sound. Here it means the repetition of an action, which depicts whatever was happening had already happened before and would be happening again. In this poem, it says the ringing of the bells, the singing of the birds could be heard earlier, can be heard now, and will be heard in future too. Same goes for the playing of the children. The playing of the children was also seen earlier, can be seen now, and will be seen in future definitely. So all this action will go on and on. That is why this green field is called echoing green, as all the activities repeat or echo in the words of poet. So students, I hope up to this much it is clear to you. So tomorrow I will explain the remaining 2 stanzas of the poem. Thank you students. Have a good day.